world. Today is Monday or Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. I am on the Embarcadero and I'm recording this audio. And I actually don't have a working watch, but I'm going to do a short recording and um, set up my drone to fly and talk about what's top of mind. So, what is top of mind right now? So, this is like a vlog, and really there's no agenda other than to capture the present moment. So, one topic I want to talk about is like intuition and creating products that people just want to buy. That's just like, how do you create the value proposition that's just irresistible? How do you create an offer that's too good to ignore? And so that's going to be different things, but and like that's what I'm thinking a lot about. And I'm thinking a lot about the creator economy. I really want to travel again, get out of San Francisco. Looking at that in mid August, and getting more into being a travel documentary filmmaker. And oh, that sounds just right. That just resonates with my soul. And creating iOS apps. So I feel like indie app maker, Vision Pro maker, drone filmographer, personal brand creator, innovator, um, YouTuber, Instagram content creator. These are the key things that I want to move into. And creating social media content for others is in a digital marketing agency, and automating all of that stuff with AI. So looking at what's going to convert people. What is going to be that offer that's going to be too good to refuse? Making a really, really great offer. That's the key insight. So, what I've been thinking about on this topic is through the practice of like delving into my intuition. I feel like on Luminolog, well, changing it to trygia.com, and then adding a lot of AI features so that you just go there and that's your center of all of your AI activity, like Midjourney, ChatGPT, Claude. It replaces all of that. That's my first kind of priority, and so that means writing a lot of code. I want to check the audio, see if it's working. So basically, I just check the audio and it's correct, and I feel like it sounds pretty good. So what I was talking about is getting more into digital media, social media, and building products that people can make money from, and that essentially building a tool for creators to make money. That's like the biggest, most attractive feature I want to build, thing I want to build. And that's how it's going to be like, how that's how it's going to make value for people, and people are going to not want to use anything else. So essentially, and how to take that first step towards that is having the right mindset, having the right philosophy, having the right underpinning values, and having those articulated very well. So that's done through social media content, like blog posts that I write, and looking for the small wins and celebrating them, and then covering them in content, like covering them in in like blog posts and YouTube videos, and having more in-depth conversations about them with people, and having podcasts and having conversations, and having blog posts and series, and having courses on how do you develop intuition, what are the key skills you need to practice, cultivate, hold on to, work out, that are critical for your personal flourishing, your health, your mental health, your feeling of fulfillment, your feeling of direction. So that's like uncovering your compass, uncovering your life path. So that's the work of coaching and leading and being a guide. And so I feel really connected, resonating strongly with my friend Nick on Twitter, and he's pretty awesome. I feel like having a conversation with him was eye-opening, and him introducing me to other people in that kind of space of social media, personal brand, coaching or guides, mentorship. I feel like that's a huge market, and that's and it's creating a lot of value for the world. So if I can go in there and look at what problems there are and how I can solve them, that's how I would make progress. And so for me, as an entrepreneur, I'm looking at my present state, and I'm saying like, okay, what are the good things? What are the bad things? What ways do I need to grow? In what ways do I need to grow? And that's a very specific and concrete question that I can ask myself. In what ways do I need to grow in order to get to have the experiences that I want, the life that I want? And that's defined as the life that you want, the experiences that you want, and the feelings that you want to have. And so, if you want to have these experiences and feelings, one of the key things is like to be guided from yourself, from your internal world, and not be guided by the culture sphere and the critical voice that tells you, hey, you're going to be secure if you have this six-figure job at a company that makes gives you this spending power and this kind of status and this kind of lifestyle. There are other ways to get to the feeling of belonging and love and fulfillment than following that path, and that can be like through the practice of um, finding out about yourself and your story, and specifically about like what you really want to do with your life, and about what do you really care about, what do you really love, and what are you really, how do you really feel about the world, how do you really feel about your life, and how do you feel, what do you feel in general. And the answer is like you can make a lot of progress to in the right direction by getting to know yourself and by getting better at listening to yourself and just and being able to know what you're actually feeling. So, and how do you not take that too far into like being too disconnected and too uh, obsessed, obsessed or stuck in cycles of reflection? That's that. What is the answer to that question? How do you not go too far? How do you find balance between introspection and reflection and action? Um, Good question. So that's actually the answer is like what you do with that introspection. How do you, what decisions do you make? What skills do you develop? Um, what way is your life an expression of your what you want? So how do you balance it? What is the answer to that question? That's like full. Like, are you, you have to ask yourself, are you growing? Are you learning? Are you looking back and seeing that you have changed, that you have transformed? Are you able to have um, are you hearing people like say that, hey, you've accomplished something, you changed, um, you're doing something really great? That's one way. Another way is looking back on your past, the past 1 year, past 3 years. How have you changed? Is it is it for the better? Is it for the worse? And and it's not a one-time thing. It's always a learning process. And what is the most important thing that you learn is how to you learn how to learn. And the key aspect here is like that's not talked about a lot is self-love and how important that is, um, and having these self-directed goals and having these. So that one topic of self-love is just like one core kind of just rock of a category that is absolutely critical to your well-being. And what is self-love like? Well, feeling that it's always at the end of the day, it's always you alone by yourself, and it's you against the world, and you have to love yourself. So it's like, how do I expand on this topic? And maybe this will be, it's very building bells. And the answer is, it's probably noon. So the answer is, what is self love? That's the question. The answer is, and why is self love important? It is, well, you having your conversation with yourself is the most important conversation that you can have because there's nobody that knows you more than yourself. So if you're able to have better conversations with yourself, then you're able to know yourself better, and then you're able to love yourself better. Love equals knowledge. Like, are you? Do you know who you are? Are you aware of like what does that mean to know to be self-aware? It's like collecting stories about yourself. Is it like collecting? Is it yes? That's one part. Also, it's having ability to listen to your intuition. Intuition, yeah. Um, Listening to that voice. And so that quote from Steve Jobs talking about intuition at Stanford commencement speech, just like stop. That's this like full stop life instruction manual. You can write like 10 books about that topic alone on its own. So I think that will cover my vlog for today. I feel like I need to, yeah, keep creating these vlogs. I don't know where they're going, but they are an exploration of um, what's top of mind, and they're around 10 minutes, and I probably will be doing more every day. So I'm gonna do a drone fly right now, and let's go. A drone film. All right, this concludes the vlog. The vlog is done.